I'm Jim Masters from PBS, as well as Connecticut Perspective TV on WTNH Channel 8, and Close Up TV News and Close Up Talk Radio. Thanks for joining us here at the 6th Annual Film Industry Mixer. And I have a very special guest joining me, a longtime colleague and friend from PBS. Her name is Harriet Unger. You may know her from Connecticut Public Television, 33 years. If you were a UConn fan, you probably saw her during the UConn productions, the local productions of University of Connecticut basketball. But she just retired, 33 years at CPTV, and she was national producer, executive producer of many, many, many award-winning productions for PBS and for local here in Connecticut. And she just started her own production company called Short Girl Productions, based right here at home in Connecticut. Harriet, great to see you.
Nice to see you, Jim.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's terrific to be interviewing you after all these
Really
years.
is.
She's usually in my IFB telling me what to do. So tell us about wrapping up 33 years with Connecticut Public Television. I mean, you've done so much great work.
I cleaned out my office and I left. That was basically it.
But you left a great legacy.
I left a terrific legacy. I did so many things over the years, from
Right.
producing the auctions to producing the fundraising, pledge drives, to UConn and exec producing the UConn women's basketball. And that was my baby. That was my joy.
Absolutely.
My pleasure. National programming, from concerts with Celia Cruz, the late Celia Cruz, to Bobby Vinton, to girl groups, to British Invasion, and my swan song was Matthew Morrison at the Bushnell. And so I wrapped that up and jumped directly into my new business. And I'm repping shows. Which I've done also. I repped Blue Man Group and Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. So a lot of things. I had my fingers in a lot of different pies, and I've taken that and translated it into my own business.
Into your own business.
Right.
So Short Girl Productions now, you're working still with public television in finding talent and bringing it to a national level, as well as other productions.
I am, absolutely. Working on a show right now called The Hitmen, and they were actually here at the Garde at one point. I saw them here, and that will be for national distribution along with a tour opportunity. I'm working on a couple of other things, and in the middle of all this, I am producing the WNBA Connecticut Sun Games and directing a weekly talk show, sports writers talk show for CPTV Sports. So my retirement, as I say to everybody, I need to retire from my retirement because I've been very busy.
It hasn't stopped, right? So the world of television has changed so much, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, you found it to be.
When I started out, we had quads, 2-inch tapes, and when I left, we were basically tapeless, and I went through all the changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole editing, way of editing changed.
Absolutely.
Going from A-B rolls to finally to nonlinear. It's been an amazing journey, I think, for the broadcast industry. And gosh knows where it's going to go now with, desktop. Days of the big productions are changing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what else do you see for Short Girl Productions? Working with public television to find new talent, presenting, keep tuned, because you'll see some fantastic specials that she's working on, but other specials too, local, other types of things too?
Yeah, I don't really work on local
as much
projects. I never really was involved in local. However, I do have a meeting this week on someone who wants to do a local documentary, which is not really my forte, but I can lead them in the right direction.
In the right direction.
And actually do it if I needed to do it. But I really prefer entertainment, live to tape. That's my baby. Walk and talks. I've done so many of those with Daniel Pink, and I'm trying to think of who else I've done them with over the years. Adrian Deness, a couple of skincare shows.
Absolutely.
So, I still have those things going on, and I turn on the television, and every now and then I see my name, which is very exciting.
Explain to us a little bit for folks watching who are not familiar with the process, say for somebody that is a singer or somebody that does want to do a documentary and they hope to get it onto public television and they deal with a Harriet Unger who has 33 years of experience with public television, now has her own production company. How do they approach you? What do they have to come armed with?
Lots of money.
I knew that answer.
And a fundraiser. That is true. Productions can be very expensive, so they need to come to me with what they'd like to do, and if they can fund it, then I'm willing and more than happy to produce a show for them. On the other hand, I find that if it's not something that I think is going to resonate with the public television audience, I will tell them that.
Yeah,
I was just contacted by the Jazz Foundation, and I'm not so sure that that's something for public television, at least for fundraising. Fundraising is a very, very specific, unique, as you know, very unique animal, as I call it.
Absolutely.
And, fundraising is emotional. It's something that has to appeal mostly to the public television audience, which is women 55 plus.
Right.
When I get there, I'll let you know about it. So that's basically, what we would go about. Then we discuss what the concept is, all the particulars from what it's going to look like to where it's going to be taped, what size audience. It involves every complete aspect, bringing in the production truck, the sound trucks, ranging for the editing. I mean, there's so much involved in a production, but I'm ready and willing and able to do it all.
And you've worked on so many different types of productions, like you say, from sports to music, I mean, cooking, all through public television.
Yes.
Is there anything that stands out as a particular memory for you with your years with Connecticut Public Television?
Oh, my.
So many.
There are so many. I think it was working with you, Jim.
Of course. We worked together since 1990.
That's right.
It's been that long.
I got you started at CPTV.
Yeah.
The British Invasion, I did that, a 3-night live show at Foxwoods.
Yeah.
And with, the hit, Eric Burden and the Animals, and the Foundations, and all of these, rock groups, British Invasion rock groups, which was fascinating.
Absolutely.
And they were so much fun to deal with. Then I did the girl groups, and I was running after Martha Reeves from the Vandellas, which she was in the casino gambling when I needed her on stage.
You're on at 5.
Exactly. Going to Branson and doing a show with Bobby Vinton, which was a completely different
Animal.
well, a whole different atmosphere.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So tell us again a little bit more about Short Girl Productions and how it differs from what you were doing with Connecticut Public Television. Again, you're still working with CPTV Sports, you're still doing things for the network and for the station, but how does it differ in your day-to-day?
Well, first of all, whatever I do.
You sleep weekends?
I sleep weekends. Whatever it does, it benefits me, which I like. That's the part that I like. But, I have so many contacts across the system
that you built,
that I've built up over the years that, when I have a show that I'm going to rep, then that makes it all the easier because they know me, they trust me.
That's right. And that's the key. That's what's very important is the trust, obviously. So people know when they come to you and they work with you and they have great ideas that you'll get the product done and you'll do it, cost effectively. And it'll be a quality production.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do.
So if somebody is watching us right now and they are interested, they've always dreamed of getting a special on public television of some sort, since you're here, give us the best ways to make contact with you.
Well, I don't have a website yet. It's under construction, or theoretically, in my mind it's under construction. It's just getting there and doing it. But I can be reached at Harriet, it's 1T, at shortgirl, one word, .net. So that's Harriet at shortgirl.net. And that's really the best way to reach me.
Fantastic. Harriet Unger from Short Girl Productions, of course, formerly many years, 33 to be exact, with CPTV, Connecticut Public Broadcasting Network. Always a pleasure to see you, Harriet.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Here at the Film Industry Mixer. I'm Jim Masters. Thank you for joining us.